Hello there, very good evening to you and welcome to tonight's edition of Primetime Weekend News. My name is Sonali Wanigabadage. We have a comprehensive bulletin ahead, but first here's a look at tonight's headlines. CPC has incurred a loss of 230 billion rupees, a statement from the JVP leader. Political parties gear up for the Battle of Uva. Eight finalists of Super Fighter make their way to Stein Studios amid public jubilation. Anika Chandra makes a statement on Kolonnava. And Sachitra Senanayaka banned from bowling in international cricket with immediate effect for illegal bowling action. Nuwara District Secretary DPG Kumarasiri states that 193 houses have been damaged owing to strong winds in the Nuwara district. He added that 143 houses, which come under the purview of the Hangurankeda Divisional Secretariat, were damaged as a result. Nuwara District Secretary DPG Kumarasiri went on to note that 40 houses in the Valapane area and 13 houses in Nuwara were damaged. Meanwhile, 100 houses were damaged in the Dambulla district owing to strong winds. The Badulla Assistant Director for the Disaster Management Centre, ELM Udayakumara, stated that the majority of the houses were damaged in the limits of Haldumulla Divisional Secretariat, with the number standing at 75. Meanwhile, several other houses in Haputale, Valimada and Uvaparnagama Divisional Secretariat divisions have also been damaged owing to extreme weather. Meanwhile, the Met Department forecasts that there is a possibility of increased winds in the island owing to the southwest monsoonal weather conditions. The Met Department warns those along western slopes of the Central Hills and adjacent sea areas to be vigilant. It adds that the strong winds may reduce to a certain extent after the 13th. Meanwhile, the Elections Secretariat says that the final report on the composition of the seats of the Uva Provincial Council will be published along with the Gazette notification calling for nominations. Additional Elections Commissioner RMAL Ratnayaka stated that the 2013 voters register will be used for the elections.
According to the census conducted in 2001, there are 32 seats in the Uva Provincial Council. According to the Election Secretariat, although census was conducted recently, steps are being taken to allocate seats for the Munragala and Badulla districts based on the latest data. The official tenure of the Uva Provincial Council was scheduled to end on the 2nd of September. However, it was dissolved at midnight yesterday.
ප්‍රකාශයට පත් කිරීම පිළිබඳ තමන්ගේ අදහස පිළිබඳ දැන්වීමක් ගැසට් පත්‍රයේ පළ කළ යුතු වෙනවා.
The Elections Commissioner will issue a Gazette notification. A week later, a Gazette will have to be issued calling for elections. Therefore, we expect to release his Gazette by next week. 14 days after the release of the Gazette, the time period to start accepting nominations will begin. Nominations will be accepted until 12 noon, 21 days after the Gazette notification is issued. The Gazette that will call for nominations will be published alongside the document that will detail the allocation of seats for the two districts. The 2013 electoral list will be issued for the upcoming polls.
ඇතුළත් කරන්නේ 2013 දැනට වළංගුව පවතින ඡන්දහිමි නාම ලේඛනය තමයි මේ
With the tension on the Uva Provincial Council elections soaring, several views were expressed on the political platform.
When a person places his foot onto the first step of the ladder, the one below him tries to pull him down, not knowing that he could climb up only if the other does. If the first person on the ladder makes a mistake, the second person should realize not to repeat the same mistake and learn from it. You usually don't see the Chief Minister except during the elections. What has been done? Has development taken place? Poverty has developed. The country is in debt to the world and the people in the country are in debt as well.
නොමලගේකින් අබයට ටිකක් ගේන්න කිව්වක තමයි ණයනතිකයකින් ගේන්න කිව්වොත් මේත් ගේන්න බෑ. එදා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ කිව්වේ කිසා ගෞතමියට
Lord Buddha once told Kiso Gautami to bring mango seeds from the house where no death had taken place. Today what we have to do is to urge individuals to bring mango seeds from a house of an unemployed graduate in the VLO electorate. Education was given priority across the country. You voted for the betel leaf and made this investment. This is similar to depositing money at the state bank. You are receiving a good interest.
අද පැටවු ගහනවා පොලි ලැබෙනවා.
ප්‍රදේශය කියන්නේ ලංකාවේ තියෙන දුප්පත්ම ප්‍රදේශයක්.
The Uva province is the country's poorest province. What is the per capita income of an individual? The government says it is 3,280 rupees. If so, when this number is calculated, an individual should earn approximately 36,000 rupees a month. A majority of Sri Lankans don't earn this much. This is a poverty-stricken area. Farmers in the Buttala area are in anguish because they do not even have water for cultivation.
ඒ මිනිස්සු අඬනවා.
As always, we will record a resounding victory during the Uva Provincial Council election. I would like to say that we are counting the days for our victory in the elections, which are scheduled to be held in September.
Everyone has a right in the country to live under a roof, having 3 square meals with basic facilities. This is a fact that has been ignored by politicians in the country today. We will take away around 600 to 700,000 votes from this government. The UPFA will go on its last journey on this day.
Petroleum trade unions allege that 4 vessels with crude oil and furnace oil have been forced to dock as they are unable to unload the stocks. The cause of this has been attributed to the rupture of a pipeline transporting fuel on the 22nd of May.
On the 22nd of May, a rupture was reported in a pipeline of a loading buoy anchored offshore to supply fuel to the country. A month after, on the 22nd of July, activities at the Sabkaskanta oil refinery came to a standstill. Trade unions at the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation point out that although fuel stocks had arrived, they are unable to unload these stocks due to the rupture of the pipeline.
As an alternative, they are using a Bridgestone pipe which is over a decade old. However, they are unable to unload the crude oil from the loading buoy. The CPC incurs a loss of $60,000 a day owing to this situation. This cost may increase in the coming few days if the situation is not arrested. They do not maintain this property. There is no renovation. The CPC is transforming into an institute that gulps all the foreign exchange that is generated in the country.
JVP leader MP Anurakkumara Dissanayake expressed his views on the losses incurred by the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation yesterday at a seminar held in the Ampara City Council.
Over the past 3 years, the CPC has incurred a loss of 230 billion rupees. It cost 35 billion rupees for the construction of the Mattala airport, even after so much fraud. The same way it cost 45 billion rupees for the construction of the Hambantota harbour. Over 8 years, they spent 75 billion rupees to construct the expressway from Kottawa to Galle. The Kattunayake expressway was constructed for a cost of 52 billion rupees. Despite all the anomalies that took place when constructing these 4 sites, the cost was 207 billion rupees. And what is the loss incurred by the CPC? 230 billion rupees. This means you could construct an airport, a harbour and 2 expressways if we utilize the losses of the CPC.
We're back with news first. Now the stage is set for the grand finale of Sri Lanka's first ever sports reality program, Super Fighter. The final bouts will take place tomorrow at a boxing ring set up according to international standards at the Stein Studios in Ratmalana. The finalists of Super Fighter were escorted to the Stein Studios in Ratmalana from the training camp in Palekale Kandy amidst public cheer. Superfighter is a joint initiative of MTV-MBC, Newsfirst and MAS Holdings with the aim of bringing home a gold medal in boxing at the 2020 Olympics.
The 8 finalists who will battle it out tomorrow commenced their journey to Colombo this morning from the MAS Holdings premises in Pallikale, Kandy. Students from Vidyartha College, Kandy welcomed the super fighters at the Kandy town. Students from Kingswood College, Kandy also joined in to show their support. The band of the Peradeniya Central College welcomed the super fighters with their very own procession. Amidst the continuing cheer of sports fans, religious observances were conducted in the Mavanalla town. An event was organized in Balummahara to welcome the 8 finalists to Mavanalla. The motorcade reached the training camp in Ratmalana this evening. Isanka Sanjay from Vidyartha College, Kandy will compete against Krishmanan Sindhujan from Royal College, Colombo in the 49 kg weight class category at the grand finale of Super Fighter at Stein Studios, Ratmalana. Lasit Sandeep Dasanayaka from Kingswood College will battle it out against Buddhika Manaram from the Kalyani Pradeep Science Institute, Belgoda, to win the 52 kg weight class category. Banuka Jayampati, a student of the Vidyarthana University College, Horana, will compete against Nuwan Kumar Amaravansa from Peradeniya Central College in the 56 kg weight class. In the 60 kg weight class category, Sandeep Samarasinghe of Vidyarthana University College, Horana, will be pitted against Lakshan Lianage of Ananda College, Colombo. All preparations have been made at Stein Studios in Ratmalana to host the grand finale of Super Fighter, which will kick off tomorrow at 6 p.m. We witnessed the performances of these 8 finalists. At least 4 of them can pose a challenge to the national level boxers. We will not stop this from here. We will provide a 6-year scholarship program to 20 students. If they had reached this level in just 6 months of the Super Fighter reality program, the 2020 Olympics will not be a dream. It will become a reality for us.
Sri Lanka's first ever sports reality program, Super Fighter, was launched on the 9th of January this year at the Newsfirst head office premises. Over 10,000 hopeful competitors took part in the selection process that was conducted across the island. Super Fighter was worked off under 4 weight classes and the quarterfinals was held in Galle recently. 8 competitors were selected for the semi-finals that took place at the Stein Studios in Ratmalana on the 25th of last month under 4 weight class categories. 36 million rupees is up for grabs, the biggest prize money ever to be awarded for the winners of a reality program in Sri Lanka. Who will become the king of the ring at the Super Fighter finals tomorrow? Who will be the winner?
Super Fighter. Today marks a significant day in the Buddhist calendar as Buddhists the world over observe Asala full moon Poya day.
According to Buddhist literature, it was on this day that the Bodhisattva was conceived in the womb of Mahamaya Devi and Prince Siddhartha renounced worldly pleasures and fortunes. The preaching of the first sermon, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta by Lord Buddha, also took place on an Asala full moon Poya day. This day also commemorates the commencement of the Vas season, marking the Bhikkhu's retreat during the rainy season.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa declared open the newly constructed three-storied religious research centre at the Sri Sudarshanarama Dharma Nikethanaya in Miriswatta Gampaha yesterday.
The religious research centre was constructed under the guidance of Venerable Katavala Hema Lokathero, the chief incumbent of the Hetiyadaniya Sri Sudarshanarama Dharma Nikethanaya. The head of state declared open the new religious research centre after observing religious observances. Thereafter, President Mahinda Rajapaksa called on Venerable Valiveria Anomadasi Thera at the Pushparama Viharaya in Valiveria and obtained blessings. The President also paid a visit to the Yatavatta Rajamaha Viharaya in Kosinna and inquired into the well-being of Venerable Thorapitiye Ananda Thero.
Several homicides were reported from various areas of the island. Crime Watch investigation has a detailed report.
A man and a woman were killed as a result of a clash between two factions in Ravatta, Modara. The police said that a group had stabbed a father and son in Ravatta last night. The father, who sustained severe stab wounds, succumbed to his injuries.
ඝාතනයට ලක්ව පුද්ගලයාගේ මල සිරුර හමුනේ මෙන්න මේ ස්ථානයේ.
The victim's body was found at this location. According to the police, the clash had broke out in this area. The murder weapon was discovered about 50 meters away from the scene of the crime.
මල සිරුර හමු ස්ථානයේ සිට මීටර 50ක් පමණ නුදුරින් තිබී හමුව තිබෙනවා.
According to the locals, around 25 persons had arrived last night for the clash.
My father was at home. Then a relative came and told my father to come to Ravatta. He went with him in a three-wheeler. Then we got a call that a relative was stabbed. When we went there, my father was already dead.
The victim was 43-year-old Lalit Ruwan, a father of 6 from Samitpura. His elder son, 23-year-old Prasad Ruwan, is receiving treatment at the National Hospital in Colombo. Hours after the murder, a woman from Samitpura was shot dead. The police said the two persons on a motorbike had carried out the shooting. According to the police, a woman who was seriously wounded succumbed to her injuries in hospital. The deceased was 48-year-old Melanie Kumari, a mother of 5.
මේ මියගිය මෙලනි කුමාරි මහත්මියගේ නිවස.
This is the late Melanie Kumari's house. The shooting was reported from inside the house. The distance between this house and the crime scene in Ravatta is almost 200 meters.
මීටර 200ක් පමණ.
According to the relatives, 6 persons including small children were in the house at the time of the incident, and the victim has been sleeping close to the front door.
When we asked who it was, they said that they were from the police. She opened the door. Then we heard the shots. We ran off from the back door. They shot her 3 times. She fell on the ground. We only saw the fire. She was on the ground.
The police said that the deceased woman was the mother of an individual suspected to be connected to the murder that took place down Ravatta last night. Locals in the area said that subsequent to the first murder, security in the area had been beefed up. The deceased woman's house is also located close to the Mattakulia police station.
One person was stabbed to death on the other road. The police were seen patrolling the area. Then this happened.
Police was here at about 9:30. They were over there.
We looked at the road. The police were there and they were armed. When a bike is roaming in the area for some time, they should inspect it. They did not. If they did, the perpetrators could have been arrested.
Another phase of the Sarudam Arunella, launched by Western Provincial Councillor Anika Chandra, was held in Kolonnava today.
A monetary donation was made to the Dhamma School of the St. Joseph's College in Kolonava under the auspices of Western Provincial Councillor Anika Chandra. A girl came to see me during the election period. She was due to be married to a boy from a good family in Kandy. However, the parents of the boy had called off the wedding as she was a resident of Kolonava. We should be sad and frightened because this is our town. Kolonava has been destroyed. We need to accept this bitter truth. The time has come to change this. It is our children who can make this difference.
A review meeting on the progress made on the renovation activities of the houses that were damaged in the recent incidents which transpired in Alutkama was held at the Kalutara District Secretariat yesterday. Minister Rajitha Senaratne expressed the following views.
Now there isn't even a single person to even give a packet of rice for those who were imprisoned for this. So these people ultimately spoke to me and were expressing their grievances. There is no one to save them now. The people who led them are missing, but there are others who are getting arrested. Now these youngsters are saying that they will not do such a thing no matter who commands them. Most of these people took part in this without even knowing anything.
Well, a youth was injured in Arangala in Malabe after he was attacked by a group. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said that investigations are underway into the incident. The cause of the attack has been attributed to an attempted abduction of a schoolgirl.
The victim, the brother of a schoolgirl, had assaulted a group who had allegedly harassed his sister while she was returning home from a tuition class. According to a correspondent, following this incident, a group had arrived in 2 vehicles and had assaulted the student's brother. The injured person has been identified as 21-year-old Tarindo Nishanta.
They
had followed my brother and held him at gunpoint and threatened him. They had said that they are so and so and had beaten him. They had dragged him along the road and put him inside an unmarked van. They had assaulted him until they reached the vicinity of the Aturugiriya police. The group had handed over Tarindo Nishanta to the Aturugiriya police, citing that he had beaten them.
I went to the police. A businessman pointed the finger at me and attempted to beat me. I was in the police from 7 in the morning till 11:30 in the night. I was hoping that they will let my son go. I saw my son wiping off his own blood. I pleaded with them. They did not do any justice. I wanted to take him to the hospital and get him some treatment. They said they cannot rush just because I was in a hurry.
The city of Colombo is being refurbished and is being given a facelift. Tomorrow, a special event will be marked in the city as a part of this initiative.
This footage was taken a few years ago at the Independence Square. Many government institutions such as the Government Analyst Department and the Auditor General's Department were located here. This structure, which was built during the colonial era, has not been renovated for over 200 years. Under its plan to develop the city of Colombo, the Ministry of Defence and Urban Development has provided a facelift to the Independence Square. The premises, which will be renamed as the Arcade Independence Square from tomorrow, will feature a state-of-the-art shopping complex, movie theatre and many more facilities. The renovation have been carried out not affecting natural environment according to the international standards.
Audit department
This area was a jungle when I served at the Auditor General's Department. The transformation is unimaginable.
Visitors not only can go on a shopping spree but can also enjoy the facilities of 2 new movie theatres that have been built at the premises. Incidentally, these 220 and 70-seater theatres are Sri Lanka's first to be equipped with the remote booth projector facility.
Under the guidance and supervision of the Secretary to the Ministry of Defence, the Independence Square has been transformed into a more scenic environment. The 3 armed forces, the Civil Defence Force and the police rendered a yeoman's service to make this a success. The Sri Lankan Navy also played a pivotal role.
When Newsfirst visited the new complex today, the final touches were being made ahead of tomorrow's gala event.
Commercial and cultural values are being embedded to the Independence Square and its surroundings. This state-of-the-art complex will be declared open by the President tomorrow evening.
අතිකරු ජනාධිපතිතුමා අතින් ජනතා අයිතියට පත් කිරීමට නියමිතයි. මහින්ද ගමගේ සමගින් මම අමරශ්‍රී බණ්ඩාර ජාතික නිදහස් පරිශ්‍රයේ සිට.
On to sports news now. The International Cricket Council has concluded that Sri Lankan spinner Sachitra Senanayake bowled with an illegal bowling action. According to a statement issued by Sri Lanka Cricket quoting the ICC, Sachitra is banned from bowling in international cricket with immediate effect. The statement issued by the SLC reads that it has received the ICC bowling action legality assessment report pertaining to Sachitra Senanayake, which was conducted by the Cardiff Metropolitan University. The SLC adds, quoting the ICC, that the standard ICC illegal action testing protocol used to assess the degree of elbow extension from the point of upper arm horizontal to the ball release within the bowling action. It adds that the 15-degree elbow extension threshold was exceeded in the 4 deliveries considered to be suspect in the 4th ODI played at Lord's, and hence the report concluded that Sachitra will be banned from bowling in international cricket with immediate effect. Staying in the game, South Africa recorded their first ever one-day international series win in Sri Lanka when they won the 3rd ODI by 82 runs in Hambantota today. Batting first, the Proteas posted a mammoth 339 runs on the board for the loss of only 5 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. The South African 300-plus total was powered by 2 centuries by Quinton de Kock and A.B. de Villiers. Hashim Amla contributed with 48. Wins, Sri Lanka were bundled out for 257 runs on 44.3 overs despite a solid opening by T.M. Dilshan and Kusal Pereira. Skipper Angelo Matthews played a resilient innings to score 58. However, that was not enough to face the attacking Proteas. R. McLaren backed 3 wickets for South Africa, while Morne Morkel and J.P. Domini picked up 2 wickets each. South Africans won the series 2-1. A.B. de Villiers was judged man of the match, while Hashim Amla was adjudged man of the series. Brazil have the chance to begin the process of restoring their battered reputation when they go head-to-head with Holland at the Estadio Nacional in Brasilia in the World Cup third-place playoff later on tonight.
Luis Felipe Scolari's men were humiliated in their 7-1 semi-final, mauling at the hands of Germany on Tuesday night, a result which stunned the football world and left the host nation in a state of shock as Selecao were brutally demolished. Only a slender measure of redemption can be gained with victory in the meeting between the two beaten semi-finalists after such a tame surrender in Belo Horizonte. But Scolari insists they must begin to put one of the darkest days in Brazil's illustrious history behind them. Talismanic forward Neymar, one of the 10 players in the frame to win FIFA's Golden Ball Award for the tournament's best player, continues his recovery from the serious back injury he sustained in the closing stages of the quarter-final triumph over Colombia. Netherlands counterpart Louis van Gaal, who initially dismissed the third-place playoff as a match which should never be played, has softened his stance somewhat as he brings the curtain down on his stint leading his country. Van Gaal, who will head his new post as manager of Manchester United once Holland's World Cup concludes, now insists that his side will be going for glory against the beleaguered guests. Van Gaal's only absentee for the game with Brazil is Norwich midfielder Leroy Fer.
And that's your news for this Saturday night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good night.